butt hash. Jack Miller, Fox 30 News.
Aris, I am going to compete in a T7 tournament on September 1st. It'll be my first tournament for a fighting game, and any tips on how to train or how to prepare myself would be greatly appreciated.
Well, I'll tell you this. No matter what you do, you're gonna get nervous. You're gonna get real nervous. So nervous, in fact, that even combos that you've been practicing and do 100% of the time, you won't be able to do them. So that nervousness is gonna be like a shock to you. It's gonna be like, wow, how did that happen? Why did that happen? So don't be surprised. You're gonna be nervous. Other than that, the only way to get rid of those nerves is to keep practicing in tournament, really. Put yourself in that scenario. I think my phone just updated. Put yourself in that scenario multiple times until you get used to it and are able to perform better. Other than that, a tournament tip for me is I usually try to stay hydrated and don't eat like right before you play. Don't eat like an hour before you play, or maybe even more, 2 hours. Because I feel like if you eat, I may be wrong, but I feel like if you eat, your brain is not as sharp. If you eat, I feel like the blood goes towards your digestive system, which makes your brain not as sharp. You get the itis, basically. So, I don't think it's a good idea to eat. And like, you know, an hour or an hour and a half. But, you know, ninjas gotta eat, right? So it's better to, if you're fucking starving, it's better to eat than not eat. I'm just saying, if you have the choice, don't eat. You know, just a couple of thoughts. How long did you play fighting games before you stopped going 0-2? That's a weird question, because I don't remember. I think, okay, so when I can clearly remember that when I got addicted to tournaments. So first thing was first. Just like everybody, I played with my friends. I played as a kid at the pizza parlor, at the 7-Eleven, at the arcade. That's the same as everyone. But, you know, eventually it got to the point where I was like trying to seek out competition. And the competition that I was getting without like seeking out better players was too weak. So that's when I was like, okay, I need to find the best players. So that's when I heard about the Southern Hills Golfland, right? So that was like the best arcade in Southern California in terms of skill level. And I got my car. I was 15 years old. I got my car and I started going there. But as soon as I started going there, I discovered that they had weekly tournaments for every game, whatever game you wanted, all the popular games, right? Weekly. So it was from that point that I became addicted to, you know, tournaments. And between each tournament, they used to have tournaments for Soul Calibur 2 on Mondays. And I would just, between every one of those days, I'd be at the arcade practicing. So that on Monday, it would be tournament day. So I can't really remember when I stopped going 0-2, because in 1 month I'd enter 4 tournaments at least. Usually they would also have, like, they'd have weeklies, but there would also be tournaments on the weekends too. So, yeah, you could get your driver's license when you're 15 and a half. So, yeah, that's not a big deal. I remember getting my car. I got my car when I was 15 and a half, my first car. And I would drive it to Southern Hills all the time. It must have been, yeah, 15 or 16. Around there. Anyway. So yeah, I can't really remember.